Scam alert. Listen carefully to this voice that follows, and if you recognize it, don't hesitate to send the information to the address indicated. He is a crook, a scoundrel, who will not hesitate to send you and your children to the street by not only robbing your savings but also by demolishing you psychologically to make you empty all your family, personal and professional accounts. So listen carefully to this voice, and if you acknowledge, do not hesitate to send the information to respect.integrity.gmail.com. Even if in doubt, send the information. I have no intention of taking justice into my own hands. On the one hand, I don't have any more energy and time to devote to these scoundrels, and on the other hand, I trust justice, and therefore I leave the work to those whose job it is. So, listen carefully to this voice. It is that of a scoundrel who uses the name of Olivier CARRY to defraud his victims.
J'essaie de joindre, mais je n'y arrive pas. Envoie-moi un email lorsque tu dis. J'essaie de joindre, mais je n'y arrive pas. Envoie-moi un email lorsque tu dis. J'essaie de joindre, mais je n'y arrive pas. Envoie-moi un email lorsque tu dis.
So once again, if you recognize the voice, even in doubt, send the information to respect.integrity.gmail.com. This individual claims to work for FTM Trade, whose domain no longer exists. This company is nothing but a scam, pure and simple. No money sent to these people was not invested. If you have made investments and you have been made believe that your account had collapsed or that your account had fallen to zero, and know that your money was never invested, it was simply scammed. So from today, make a complaint. Now it doesn't matter what language they use, whether it's French, Spanish or English, these individuals, these investment platforms are only scams. So if you are interested in investments, cryptocurrency, amenities, on the stock market, and you want to benefit from the services of a trader, well, before that you explain my story in a few seconds, this drama that we are in the process of, live with my family, and first of all some advice to avoid scam. So before to invest, communicate with traders by video conference with visuals like Zoom, Teams, GoToMeeting. Ask your interlocutor for a selfie with their face clearly visible and a piece of paper, handwritten, that indicates the date, time of day and has your attention with your name above. Then ask for proof of identity, an identity card or passport with photo, which can normally be easily validated on the government website of the country in question. Obviously, the ID must match the selfie and video. If you have already invested, instructions below apply. You can still request identification of caller. Then build your file. Keep all the elements of communication and take screenshots like I will show you later, which show all amounts invested. Request the withdrawal of a large sum. If you are asked to pay anything in advance like a flat tax or other, it's a scam. Don't pay anything in advance and file a complaint directly with the authorities. Please note that when withdrawing, in the case investments, the tax amounts are deducted from the amounts withdrawn, or it is up to you to declare them at the end of the year in your tax returns, but in no case will you. Don't have to pay any fees in advance. So if you were asked to pay anything in advance, it's a scam. Don't pay anything and immediately file a complaint with the authorities. Hoping that these few tips can avoid the drama we are experiencing with my family. So here is an example screenshot that you can take and take them with the amounts invested and where we see your history. Keep all these elements in your file. This will help you prove the scam. Here, as you can see it, the platforms of scammers, which are false platforms, a bit like platform training for those who want to invest in the stock market. Well, they are very well done. They can be impressive. In my case, I believed in them and I was completely scammed. So hoping that these few tips can help you avoid drama. The drama that I am currently experiencing with my family. Well, if I avoid just one family, what happened in my case, I would have won and I would be very proud of it. Now for what happened in my case, I responded to an investment ad. I already had a certain interest in the subject. Moreover, we saw in this announcement famous people, clearly without their knowledge. In my case, it was Jean Renault who attracted my be careful. And so that's how I made a first investment of a few €100 with a lot of suspicion. Moreover, I had cancelled the credit card. For me, it was clearly a scam. Then, as the payment had been made, an account was opened and a trader contacted me several times without me leaving a response, a certain Mr. Laurent BERNAUD. Obviously, here again it is an assumed name, a fictitious name, therefore clearly the crook is not called Laurent BERNAUD, but here is the name he used, with a company which seemed well registered. Everything seemed correct. They were also not on the blacklist of the AMF. So I responded to this Mr. BERNAUD, who seemed very professional, very courteous to me, frankly very good relationship, and in the end I entrusted him with all our savings. The savings that would normally be used to buy a family home for the children. So for a few weeks, a few months, Everything seemed to be going very well, until moment to make a first significant withdrawal, in particular to buy this house. While this Mr. Olivier CARRY has arrived, so let's say he takes care of the withdrawals. For 2 weeks this individual completely destroyed me psychologically. He made me empty the accounts, either to pay taxes, flat tax, things that didn't work. There were problems. In the end I emptied the family accounts, personal and professional. These people, these individuals, these crooks, these worthless people, these imposters did not hesitate for a single second, not content with having stolen all our savings, which already represents an enormous sum. They did not hesitate for a single second to make us empty all the accounts, all the liquidity we had. What they did is not simply scandalous or shameful, it is monstrous. I'm not sure they are well aware of the damage and destruction they cause. Unsurprisingly, my partner experienced all this very bad story, in severe depression. My father, who is at a very advanced age, finds himself with medical problems, anxiety problems, anguish, and I admit to you that many evenings falling asleep with my head so heavy, I wish I wouldn't wake up the next day. So it hurts these people, not only crooks, but murderers, the murderers of the web. FTM Trade, great team of champions, frankly. And if they are aware of what they are doing, then they are truly monsters. Trying to apply free legal advice I received from a lawyer, because obviously when you no longer have any liquidity, it's difficult to afford a lawyer. Well, the lawyer in question suggested that I make the crooks believe that there was even more money to come and get. I tried to bluff them but without success. It didn't work. Served absolutely no purpose. So here we are now in this embarrassing, desperate situation. And I remain anonymous here in this video, out of respect for my partner who lives very poorly. This whole story, and also for my family, my children. So obviously the FTM Trade domain, .net or co simply disappeared. Now here are the platforms, what they can do, look like. If you see platforms that look like this, if you are interested or if you are an investor yourself and work with such platforms, again, follow the advice I gave you. Make sure you're not like me, being defrauded. For me, what happens to us is a story that I would have thought it only happened to others, but no, we are now completely ruined with my family. The problems that this causes us are problems of depression, anxiety, pure destruction. This is truly a family drama. So once again, these thieves, I wonder how many people they put on the street, how many people will take their own lives following major scams of this kind. So FTM Trade, assassins. Frankly, these imposters are the murderers of the web. So I can assure you that I have no pleasure in giving you this testimony, but for me it is a question of ethics, of civil responsibility. We need to talk about it, we need to say it, and once again, if this testimony can prevent families from, or individuals from being defrauded as we were, if we can avoid experiencing what we are currently living with others, then I will have won. I will not become a criminal myself. I will not become an imposter. I will not take revenge. I will not lower myself to the level of these people, even after what they did to my family, my father and me. So one last time, Laurent BERNAUD, very professional, very well structured, courteous, polite, a lot of empathy, but all this is false and has only one goal, which is to empty your pockets, taking your money and then strutting around with other people's money. What a great success. Giving the illusion that we are successful when in fact we have nothing else than a crook. We can't be real with anyone, we have nothing to convey to anyone. We must live a lie, even with our loved ones. Honestly, I wouldn't trade places with these people for nothing in the world, and especially not for dirty money. It's a shame. These people are the shame of their family, their loved ones, the shame of society. Together, we can help stop these scams, or at least reduce them, by talking, by sharing our experiences. Again, if you have any information, send them to respect.integrity.gmail.com. But it is clear that together, by sharing our experiences, we will certainly prevent several families from being defrauded and suffer as we suffer now, this family drama that we are currently experiencing. Once again, listen to the voice that follows, that of this Varian, this crook who uses the name Olivier CARRY to defraud his victims. If you recognize it, even if in doubt, send information at respect.integrity.gmail.com. And even when in doubt, don't worry. The information will be validated and I will not do anything myself. As I've already said, I have no intention of taking justice into my own hands. I leave that in the hands of those whose profession it is. So there you have it. You recognize the voice. Send the information to respect.integrity.gmail.com.
J'essaie de joindre, mais je n'y arrive pas. Envoie-moi un email lorsque tu dis. J'essaie de joindre, mais je n'y arrive pas. Envoie-moi un email lorsque tu dis. J'essaie de joindre, mais je n'y arrive pas. Envoie-moi un email lorsque tu dis.
Together, we can stop these scams. We simply have to talk about them. Share the experiences. Send this video to everyone, especially if you have relatives who are interested in investments. I hope these tips will prevent many disasters, several tragedies, including family tragedies. I gave you this testimony without pretension, so if among you there are some pretentious or arrogant people who want to tell me that for having been so stupid, so gullible, I deserve what happens to me, well no one deserves that, and even less my family. So, for those of you who want to tell me that, keep your pretension, your arrogance for yourself. Don't waste your energy repeating something to me that I repeat to myself every day, every minute that passes. So please, help us transform this family drama into a chain of solidarity to counter these scammers. Together we are stronger. Or if you want more information, more details, do not hesitate to write to me. I will answer you with pleasure. Or if you have any information regarding these criminals, well, send it all to respect.integrity.gmail.com. Thank you for your support. Thank you for your time. Hope this testimony can warn other victims. Thank you again, and despite all that, you have to stay positive. Look to the future and know that there are many more builders. What crooks? Because it is true that we often tend to be brooding. We tend to believe that everything around us is bad, but that is completely false. In society, the vast majority of people are builders like you and me. Our work, our jobs, our ideas, our projects help build society. We develop it, we move forward, we move towards the future. So rest assured, these crooks, these fake nothings, they only represent a small, marginal part of the society. So once again, be positive, look to the future with optimism. And thank you again.